Hello there guys and welcome to another race here in Elite Racing League, the Endurance Division for round number 3 in Austria, and we are here to try and do a better race than the previous round, which was in Saudi Arabia. There we finished second place, the first podium since January in any league racing that I have competed, and finally after that podium, after a long streak of no podiums, we are here to replicate, or in better words, do a better race here in Austria, and we are 5th in the standings. All of the 18 points that we collected were from the previous race, and the Real GT, the leader of the normal division of Elite Racing League, also leads in this division with 37 points, 11 more points than the second placed Lugardo. Churrasco is in 3rd in the standings with 23 points. And in the constructors, Aston Martin is leading the championship with 39 points, and AlphaTauri are in 2nd with 13 points less than the constructors leader. Mercedes are in 3rd with 25 points, and meanwhile our team that we are in Alpine are in 5th with 20 points. But meanwhile, we see Red Bull in last. So in the normal division of the Elite Racing League, Red Bull are dominating the standings. Here, it's the opposite. They are in dead last with 6 points. And before I began qualifying, Bernie told us about the format that we will use for this entire qualifying session, and it will also be applied for the next qualifying sessions for the next races. And is that in Q1 we are only allowed to use hard tires, and in Q2 we are only allowed to use mediums, and in Q3 we are allowed only to use soft tires. And if we violate that rule, for example, if we use soft tires instead of hards in Q1, we'll get penalized, and that penalty will be a 5-second time penalty added to the race. And I think that it is a light penalty, but well, anyway, the thing is that I selected the balanced tire location, the balanced sets of it, and that one, you have, well, 2 hard tires, but I can only use none of them during qualifying. One was only available in practice, and in almost, or maybe all of the league races that I have done, we haven't done any practice sessions that includes that thing. And yeah, that means that I only have one set of hard tires, and I can only use them in the race. And so for this and the next races, I'm forced to use the harder sets of tire location, which isn't that terrible. I'll only use soft tires like twice in Q3 and maybe once more set in the race. So yeah, that is it. Not that much to deal with that. But for this race, it was a lot to deal with, because I'll need to be sitting out in the entirety of Q1, and I was just praying that 5 or 6 more people would have done the same mistake, so I can have a chance to get into Q2. And in fact, I did get into Q2 without doing anything. I got into 14th, and only 14 people got into Q2. And in Q2 it wasn't that much of a special session. It was just getting through into Q3, but with mediums instead of soft tires, which everyone did. Everyone was on mediums. And Skywalker, my teammate for this race, because P1P could not participate in this race, barely got into Q3, qualified in P9 with a lap time a second slower than Lugardo's lap time. Only 9 people got into Q3. And here I was doing my first lap, and it was all pretty well, but I cut turn 10 and validated the lap time. It was gonna be a 104.436, but it was invalidated, so it wasn't worth nothing. And also it invalidated the lap that I would do after the 104.4, so it wasn't that much of worth it to do another flying lap after that one, because it was gonna be invalidated. So I converted it into an out lap, but that meant that I needed to set a good lap time, or else I would get in P9 in qualifying. And I did another lap, this time making sure that I would not invalidate it. Sector 1, it was barely any gains, just like a few thousandths of a second, and we exit turn 3 only with a few hundredths of a second of gains overall. We exit turn 4, it was by using a different racing line that I did on the previous lap, and we head into turns 6 and 7, and we aren't gaining that much of a time, and we exit turn 8 and we are now gaining by more than a tenth, and we head into the final corners. We don't run wide into turn 9, that's pretty good, and we don't cut turn 10, pretty good, and we open DRS and we set a lap time of 104.1, which puts us into 4th place. That was a little bit lower than I expected. I thought it was gonna be like on the front row or even in the top 3, but no, unfortunately I got into P4, but well, at least it is in the second row. Hope I get a good start in the race and I don't get pretty destroyed at the start of it. But before we head into the race, let's look at the qualifying results. Ricardo set a lap time of 103.714, which put him into pole position, followed by his teammate Kachiloku with a lap time of 104.126, more than 4 tenths slower than the pole time. And that means that it is a front row rockout for AlphaTauri. The Real GT qualified in 3rd, and I qualified in 4th, Alan in 5th, and my teammate Skywalker qualified in 8th with a lap time of 104.616, and Nevado is the slowest of Q3 drivers with a lap time of 104.854. And now let's get into the race. The only thing I'm sure about the strategy is that I'm gonna start on hards, and I loaded 101 kilograms of fuel, and with that we're gonna begin the 3rd round of Austrian Elite Racing League, the Endurance Division, and we're on the way, and we get a decent start, still in P4, and we hit the turn 1. Oh, we see the AlphaTauris are having a little bit of a struggle, and Ricardo went wide, and I was about to overtake Kachiloku, but a Red Bull of Alan overtook us, and we are into turn 3. Oh no, we have a track limit warning. I was wheel to wheel with Alan, not at all, but I was getting pushed to cut the corner, and we head into turn 4. I wasn't attempting to overtake Panther down the inside, and we head into the 6th turn, and we're still in 5th place. Not a pretty good start. We have a track limit warning and we're down a place, and if there's no safety car we'll need to conserve a lot of fuel, and that's the thing I don't want to do a lot. And oh no, we have run wide a little bit once again, and once again I also ran wide exiting turn 10. Fortunately, I rejoined in a way that the FIA did not give me a track limit warning. And on lap 2, I was heading to turn 3, almost locking up I locked my rear brakes, but almost spinning because of it, and I overtook Kachiloku, and we are back into 4th place. Oh man, finally at least a positive thing, but that did not last a long time because Kachiloku re-overtook me into turn 4, and to make things worse, Gludak overtook me, and now we're down to 6th position. And into turn 8 I was going pretty well, but Gludak made it the corner pretty badly, and I was making contact with him because of it, and that made me slow down. In the next lap, I was getting overtaken by my teammate, but I overtook him, and then on lap 5 into turn 3, Lugardo overtakes me, and we're down to P7. I did not defend well, and that's what happens if you don't defend well. You get overtaken easily. Ah man, I should have defended pretty better, and I wanted to. Ooh, I broke too late that I almost made contact with him, and I slowed down a little bit more because I made a overcorrection. And to make things worse, I get overtaken by my teammate on lap 7, and now we're down to P8, and Nevada is out of the race, and safety car! Oh man, why? Oh man, why did it got triggered when I got overtaken by him and not earlier or later if I overtook my teammate? No, that is unbelievable. That is terrible. That is terrible. And on lap 9 we end the safety car, and I run wide into turn 10 and got another track limit warning. Oh man, and to make things even worse, Jimmy overtakes me down the inside into turn 1. And now we're down to P9. What can it get worse? How bad can it be? How bad can it be? And still, could be worse. How about an Aston Martin overtaking us down the inside into turn 4 and putting us down to P10? Yeah, it got worse. It got worse. But after that, can this get way worse? Well, fortunately, it did not get way worse. I could re-overtake the Aston Martin down the inside into turn 3 on lap 12, and now we are back into P9, although he wanted to re-overtake me once again, but I could defend my 9th place, and then he wanted to overtake me down the inside to turn 4, but in this time, I did defend it well. And to make things even better now, finally, my teammate spawned and we are up into P8, and Gludak also spawned maybe, and I make him a dive from down the inside into turn 7. We are up into P7 now. And laps passed and it became more stable, the race, or at least mine. And into turn 3 on lap 18, Jimmy and Real GT both ran wide, and I decided to take that advantage, and I went to the inside, but only I could overtake Jimmy. But still, the Real GT has a 3-second time penalty, so we are up into P4 with the penalties applied. And into the next lap, I got overtaken by Adilfo into turn 4. We're down to P6, and we head into turn 6, and I run a little bit wide, and Jimmy overtakes us. He takes advantage of it, and unfortunately I could not overtake him. That was not a great thing, but well, at least I can overtake them later on, right? But no, and instead I get overtaken by Eddie into turn 3, but I overtook him, but instead he overtakes me once again round the outside because he got better traction than me, and on the next lap the Aston Martin overtakes me, and now we are down to P9. Oh man, once again we are back to the negative things in this race. Fortunately it got a little bit better because I re-overtook the Aston Martin on lap 28. I was re-overtaking Eddie, and I was re-overtaking him around the outside of turn 3, and I was doing with style, with some drifting as you could see. And into turn 4 we were still wheel to wheel with him, and I decided to do the switch back, but I forgot that there was water in it, and I did not realize he was there. And unfortunately he crashed into me, and I crashed into the wall, damaged my front wing, and to make things worse, I got spun around by him. Now my race is all ruined, and I went to box for front wing repair and for softs. Although I wanted to go for mediums, but for a misclicking I went for softs instead of mediums. I overtook Capo, but that doesn't matter that much because I overtook him for P12, and P12 doesn't give you any points. And Bernie boxed at the end of lap 30, and I was up into P11, and I maintained that same position until lap 38, when I overtook the now left Churrasco and got up into the points. Yeah, forgot to mention that I got the 3-second time penalty, and it was because I ran wide into turn 6, and to make things worse, I got 2 warnings! Yeah, with 1 was enough to give me a 3-second time penalty, but 2 warnings because man, it was just a terrible timing, and I overtook a lapped car. I thought it was an actual position gain, but no, it was a lapped car. But getting back to the topic of running wide and getting 2 warnings, it was not a game glitch, it was my fault. But yeah, it was terrible, and I got pretty frustrated by that. But still, I did not get so mad that I retired from it. No, I did not do that thing. We are on lap 39, and we get up into 9th position because Panther boxed for soft tires. And on lap 42, I overtake my teammate once again. I did not intend that much to overtake him into turn 3, but he got a little bit terribly, although it was because he gave me enough space to go wheel to wheel with him, and I overtake him into turn 4, and now we are up into P8 ahead of my teammate. And at the end of lap 43, the virtual safety car got deployed, and so some drivers decided to box, take advantage of it, and I stayed out, and I got into P7 because of that. The virtual safety car ended on lap 44, and 4 laps later, I was catching the Aston Martin, and now I got him so near that I was on the possibility to overtake him, and I took that thing into turn 3. Overtook him down the inside. No, I couldn't, because he made better traction than me. But into turn 4, I decided to do the same thing, but he's making me a switchback. And we are wheel to wheel, and we head to turn 6, and I overtake him down the inside, pushing him on the outside. And that is how an overtake is made, with some great battle and a bit of drama. And we see that our tire wear is at 40%, and our softs are 20 laps old now. So I am thinking on a few laps to box for another set of soft tires, because they'll last like 20 laps. We're gonna be like 22 laps to go. So yeah, it'll be pretty ideal to box for softs in these next few laps. 1 lap later, after the Aston Martin Rio overtook us, the safety car got deployed, and that means that we're gonna take advantage of it, and we're gonna box for another set of soft tires, knowing that the tire wear won't be so bad that the soft tires might get into like 50% at the end of the race. So we are doing that thing, and maybe we can get up a few places even though we are on the safety car. So, well, let's see in which position will I go out, and it'll be in P9. Not bad, not bad. And at the end of lap 54, we end the safety car period, and so we begin racing once again, but Eddie is approaching us pretty near, but fortunately he did not overtake us, but he is near enough to maybe overtake me into turn 3. One driver has retired from the race, but that did not cause any virtual nor full course safety car, and Eddie overtook us, and he made a great dive bomb almost overtaking the Aston Martin as well, and maybe he's gonna do it into turn 4. We'll see it, and he goes for the inside, and oh, he does it. He does do the dive bomb, and Churrasco is attempting to overtake us, but he wasn't near us, so he decided to not dive bomb us, and we are with the distance to maybe overtake the Aston Martin in the next lap, but for now we are gonna be behind him, and we head into turn. Oh, it was pretty bad, and we go. No! Oh, no! Oh, man! Man, that's terrible. That is so bad. It just got suddenly so terrible. Churrasco! Ah, damn you! Now we're down to dead last. And I'm hoping there is a safety car. And if there's no safety car, this race is now ruined. It's now destroyed. And to make things worse, on lap 63, I'm still in dead last, and I am having lots of oversteer to correct. And we see that Eddie has fun, and also Bernie. And so we are gonna overtake him, and I think he got front wing damage, and he might go into the. Oh my god! Oh man, he blocked the. No! What? 6 seconds! Fuck. Safety car got deployed just after I got another 3-second time penalty. Eddie, why? Anyway, I was gonna tell that I was the slowest on the track in these laps. I was getting further and further from Capo, and I did not know why. I was just so slow that, well, at least the safety car got deployed, but still, with that penalty that I have now, that'll make pretty hard to make a comeback. But you know what? I'm gonna gamble it all. I'm gonna do all the attempts to overtake these drivers, and on lap 68 we begin racing once again, and I'm trying to do this desperate comeback, and hope it works well. This should work well. Yes, and I'm trying to do that thing, but Eddie is attempting to overtake us, but no, I'm not allowing that thing. I am going to the outside the turn 3, attempting to overtake a D4, going to the inside, and no, I instead cut down the place, and no, that is just a shame. Bernie overtook us, and man, we're down to P12 now, and we overtook Eddie. Well, I don't think he has ever overtook us in these few laps, and now he is attempting to overtake us. What? No, this is not supposed to work like that. No, you cannot do this to me. You cannot. Man, no. And well, fortunately I did not go terribly into turn 9, and we begin lap 69, and I will overtake Eddie into turn 3. I'll do that thing, and Bernie runs wide, and Eddie overtakes Bernie, and he's up into P10, now into P9, because he overtook now both of the McLarens, and I try to overtake Capo. Man, he makes contact, and I mean he with Bernie. Man, we're still in P12, and I'm will to will with him. That is, man, I should not be will to will with him. I should have gotten into a better form. And what was doing? What was Panther doing? No. Tekachiloku is out of the race. Now we're 12 runners, and now I'm in dead last. Now, I am overtaking Panther, and we are up into P11. Only into P11 and...